Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the update preview stream. This is Bugs here. I'm joined today by Artemis and Shadow. Say hi, guys.
Hello, everyone.
Hey everyone.
So, what do we have going on today? Well, we are 1 week since the big update and forced wipe from last week, and we're 1 week until Charitable Rust 2022 happens. So, that's right. Next weekend, to be clear. So, like a week from Saturday, we've got Charitable Rust. The November 19th and 20th is when the main event is happening. And I do invite each and every one of you personally to join us. Everyone can join in on the official event servers on the official list the weekend of. There's Twitch drops going live that same Saturday at 11 a.m. We've got exclusive drops on the weekend and then general drops going all week for some amazing skins. Also, speaking of skins, we've got 4 skins on the item store going live also during the weekend. The proceeds of the sales of which go towards this amazing cause as well. And this year, we are, of course, supporting World Central Kitchen, and they are just an incredible global organization that brings meals to people most in need of it around the world. So that's just to start off today, just to remind everyone next weekend, we've got Charitable Rust, and I do hope to see each and every one of you there. Amazing prizes. You know what? While you're at it, check out charitablерust.com/giveaway. You can see some of the amazing prizes we have to give away. I'll get into a little bit more of that as we progress in the stream. But first, I know why y'all are here. You're here to see what's going on in Rust development for the week. So let us get into that real quick with wipes. When are whips? Well, for Rustafied servers, we are wiping the servers at the regular scheduled time. That is 5 p.m. local time for the region, which means EU wiped an hour ago. AUSEA wiped like 10, 12 hours ago, something like that. BR wipes in 3 hours, and US servers wipe in 4 hours. Now, the servers wiping today are the weekly Thursday wipe servers. So that's going to be your mains, your smalls, your barons, your Zen labs. If you're in EU, it's going to be EUS as well. So that's what's going on with whips today. As we go through all this stuff going on in development, if you have any questions, as always, feel free to do at shadow_rustified in chat, and we will get to as many questions as we have the opportunity to. All right. So you might have noticed earlier in the week, if you looked at your Steam library and you look at Rust, you might have noticed a client hotfix or two, like a quick little optional patch going live. Now, that is not at all uncommon for a week after the big forced wipe and update, because very often there's some glitches or tweaks that need to be tweaked. You know how tweaks are, right? And things that need to go in. So this week was no different. We saw a patch earlier in the week that fixed some errors and tweaked some minor things on the Caboose and Blackjack. Then yesterday we saw Harmony mod improvements, visual fixes for Lumberjack Hazmat. They moved the attachment item slots closer together in the UI, and also fixed attachment slots being out of order in the UI. And then today, you might have just noticed like half an hour ago, there was another small optional client patch. And apparently, that was to fix some translation issues or something like that. So, if you're using Rust in a multilingual sense, maybe you want to run that hotfix. If not, probably doesn't friggin' matter to you, to be honest. But hey, can't hurt to run it anyway. So, hotfixes aside, what is going on in Rust development for the week? Well, this is actually our second hack week that we've seen for Facepunch and for the Rust development. We saw the first hack week several months ago, and now we've got another one going on this week. Now, if you're not familiar with what a hack week is, it's kind of like this opportunity for the developers to take a break from the normal projects that they've been working on and literally just work on whatever they feel like working on, whatever they would like to see added to the game. And at least this is, of course, my sense of what a hack week is based on what we've seen Facepunch do in the past. But yeah, this is basically just a time where the developers can put aside their regular projects and work on whatever they so choose to work on. Now, with that, it doesn't guarantee just because someone's working on a project in Hack Week that we're going to see it necessarily enter the game. So it's not a guarantee we'll see any of this stuff, but it is cool to see the developers, take a breather and see what they really want to work on. Now, first on the list of Hack Week projects is airships. Now, this is an interesting one. So this is what Jake Rich has been working on this week, and well, it's interesting. It's airships. So the idea is based on what we've seen in the commits and everything is that you will be able to build a base, and then what they've done is actually allowed a base to get converted to an airship basically. It looks like a balloon, the hot air balloon mixed with an engine added to the hot air balloon will allow somehow a base to then be lifted off the ground and fly through the air as an airship. Now, this, of course, sparks a number of questions and hypothetical scenarios and all sorts of stuff. And unfortunately, given this is just a hack week thing, we've only seen a number of commits this week on it. I don't likely have the answers to most of the questions you probably have about this. And trust me, I have a lot of questions about this as well. But based on what we're seeing, it looks like you'll be able to have engines will be added to balloons, and then you'll be able to convert a base into an airship. That balloon will lift the base off the ground and you'll be able to fly around in your airship. Now, will there be limits to the size of the base? Probably. Will this even make it into the game? To be honest, I don't know. We'll see. But it is definitely an interesting out there concept to see. Now, another thing he's working on this branch is an electric airship engine, which is like a mini windmill. And so it looks like you'll have maybe multiple forms of propulsion available. Not clear how you're going to steer this thing. Like, let's be honest, navigating a hot air balloon around is difficult. So, with an engine being added, it would make sense if you could have some steering mechanism or something like that. But yeah, will you be able to shoot this down? Probably. How much will it take to shoot an airship down? I don't know. It's an interesting thing. It's really kind of out there. So it's going to be curious to see how this progresses and really if it makes it into the game. And we're going to keep an eye on it. But with this, once again, Hack Week stuff, it's not a guarantee it will make it into the game. And it's very possible that we see some stuff being worked on this week. And then next week comes by, everyone gets back into their normal development cycle. And we could see this stuff just slip into concept limbo very easily. I'm looking at you, parachutes. But we'll keep an eye on this one because airships. Who the fuck? Who? What? Airships? What? We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, also another Hack Week project being worked on is chat emojis, and that's what Jared has taken on for his Hack Week project, just bringing emoji support to the in-game chat. And he's got an initial implementation in there, but it seems like there's still some work to be done. It looks like he's even playing with the idea of having custom emojis be able to be added. I couldn't see that going wrong in any way. Cue the swastika hard penis emojis just going like scrolling through chat. But it's going to be interesting to see if emojis do make it into the chat in game. This seems like a little lower hanging fruit than, say, I don't know, airships to make it into the game, like adding emojis into chat. That's a bit more feasible, it seems. But yeah, we're going to see if this makes it in and how it works. But emojis in chat, not too out there. Also, and you may remember this from the first Hack Week that took place earlier the year, is weapon racks. So we've got Adam coming back to his project on weapon racks. And this is something that, once again, the first Hack Week had some work on weapon racks. If I remember correctly from back then, several months ago, there were going to be like three different sizes of weapon racks. And I believe it was going to just kind of be a better display and storage for weapons in the game. So think of like a gun rack or something like that. And it would be cool to have a visual representation instead of just hiding everything in a box and you can't see what's in the box. Having a rack and being able to see the weapons on there. A cool functionality that we just saw be committed to this weapon racks thing is the ability to just not only walk up and grab a weapon immediately off the rack, but also to be able to toss a weapon at the rack and the rack will pick it up. So that could be a nice little just on the fly thing. Just toss your weapon at the rack and the rack will grab it. So we're going to see how this progresses, if this indeed is going to make it into the game. And this is one that was already in process. So maybe it's at a point where it just needed another week. And then we might see this come into the game. But as it stands, all these Hack Week projects are still on separate branches. None of them are on staging. So, and this is very common with any first update preview stream after the first Thursday of the month. Not a lot to show off today on the staging branch because pretty much everything is still on a separate branch and in process, so not ready to be shown off. Nevertheless, there's still some other stuff being worked on. There's a bunch of tweaks and fixes to the musical instruments and MIDI component of the game. So if you are a Rust musician or a real life musician who likes getting fancy in Rust with the instruments, you might have a number of quality of life improvements and tweaks coming down the pike for the December update around these musical instruments. Also, speaking of December, they have started work on the Xmas event for December. So, like we have seen for numerous Christmases going for the past couple of years, it looks like probably second or third week of December, this Xmas event will go live. And it looks like there's going to be some new content for the Xmas event. We're probably going to have to wait until closer in December sometime to show it off. But if you're not familiar, the Xmas event also includes once every in-game day, Santa goes overhead, and instead of airdrops, we have Santa's sleigh dropping stuff, and that loot in Santa's sleigh is better than a normal airdrop. Also, every day in game for the Xmas event, you hear jingle bells, and then around every player, a couple presents spawn. You whack the presents open, and then there's actual like small, medium, and large presents. And like we've seen in a number of the other holiday events in Rust, you can take 10 small presents and upgrade them to a medium, 10 medium, upgrade them to large. And of course, you can open any present at any time, but the quality of the item you unwrap in the present goes up as the size of the present increases. So that's the Xmas stuff, and we'll have more on that as we get into December. There's also more work on the ferry terminal, and I do believe this is part of that Nexus body of work where it's going to be the meshed servers where you can server to server transfer in game, and also the clan system is all meshed into that as well. So more progress there. Also, another Hack Week project is a model viewer. I'm not sure exactly what this is going to be, but I mean, it is going to allow you to view models if I'm hearing correctly. But exactly how that's going to come into play looks like that could be a really useful tool for content creators and people like that. So, going to keep an eye on that. And then a couple just tweaks with mission points. And apparently, I copied something on my article twice because I got two bullet points that say the same thing. So I'm going to fix that real quick. Okay, good. Sorry, that was just bugging me. But yeah, a couple other things going on. As always, you can see the specifics of all this stuff on our article on rustafied.com. I do an article every Thursday, first thing Eastern time, 12 a.m. This article goes live each week and in text and images summarizes everything going on in Rust development. And that's about what we got this week. Shadow, we got any questions from the audience?
Not too many. Um, I do want to say that we got rated in the beginning of the stream. Baked cupcake. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you for that.
And when's Web?
Whip is at regular scheduled time for Rustified servers today. That is 5 p.m. local time for the region. That means EU servers already wiped an hour and 14 minutes ago. BR wipes in just under 3 hours. And US will wipe at 5 p.m. EST, so just under 4 hours from now. SEA and AU wiped like 11, 12 hours ago. It is map wipes only today, as the forced map wipe and chosen blueprint wipe was just last week. And yeah, that's what we got for server wipes today.
Why does it say that Rustafied has two Twitch drops available?
So we are, as part of Charitable Rust, having a Twitch drop campaign that starts next Saturday, the 19th, and runs for the whole week. And how that's going to work is during the weekend, we're going to have exclusive drops, not just for Rustified, but also for around, we've got a list of around 200 other content creators who are participating in Charitable Rust. And as it stands, the plan is to have these two exclusive drops on the weekend, run Saturday and Sunday into Monday morning Eastern time, and those will be available to anyone on that list of 200 some odd people, including Rustified, who will be streaming that weekend. And then the other general drops will just be available to anyone playing Rust throughout the week, and those will be live until the following Saturday, the 26th at 11 a.m. Eastern.
There. Can we see the new charitable skins?
If you go to twitch.facepunch.com, you can see the Twitch drop skins, and that is most of them. The item store skins are not yet available on the item store because that's going to be until next week. But I did upload them to my workshop. So if you can find my Steam profile workshop, you can actually see a preview of the 4 skins that are on the item store. And my Steam profile is Rustbugs. The simple name for it is just slash Rustbugs. And then you should be able to look at my workshop items and see them there.
How are the pets coming along?
That's a good question. We're still seeing some miscellaneous commits and forward progress on the pets here and there. And this has been in process for a good part of the year, if not most of the year. But as far as, ooh, my stream just froze. Am I still on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you.
Okay, good. Anyway, as far as the pets are concerned, though, it's hard to say where they are. They're still definitely in process, and we haven't seen any merges into staging to test them out at all. So as it stands, there are, based on the public commits, there are 3 dogs that you will be able to tame. There's like a taming or training collar that you'll be able to get and tame these animals with, and then it looks like you'll be able to kind of order the animals around, so to speak, to like guard you, follow you, go over there, that type of thing. But other than that general concept of what the pets is going to be, still no word on when it's going to come out and what the final number of pets are going to be. Will we have other types of pets other than dogs? There's a lot up in the air that still remains to be seen. I wouldn't say pets is in concept limbo. I'd still consider it active development, but I don't think we're going to see it this year. I don't think we're going to see it for the December update, to be honest.
Give me one sec. Okay. Could the weapon racks potentially be used in a DLC? We didn't get one this year yet.
Well, we did get a DLC. We just got it the other month. That whole lumberjack thing, right?
Yes.
Because yeah, that's technically a DLC, right? But I don't know. Will the weapon racks be a DLC? I hope not. It seems like that should just become an item in the game that you can just craft. I mean, that would make sense to me. Potentially, it will be a DLC, but or like a permanent item store thing where you can purchase, like, for a group price, you purchase the small, medium, and large weapon rack potentially. But I really hope they just add it to the damn game. I don't know.
Did they give up on modular guns?
I don't know if they gave up on them or it's just really like in that concept limbo stage. We saw a concept of modular weapons dating back years ago, and then we saw, like, I want to say last year, early last year, we saw another concept go up on Facepunch Instagram. But other than that, we haven't really seen much around the idea of modular weapons. So I don't know. I do still think at some point we will see some form of modular weapon, and I do look forward to that. I think it would be a great addition to the game, but I definitely wouldn't and am not holding my breath for that because it does seem firmly in concept limbo and just like the category of may happen someday.
When will this update be out?
Well, this update is all being worked on for next month, really. So we might see another hot fix or so, but I don't think we're going to see any real new content or anything come out until the next update in December, which actually is December 1st. So it is like the first day of September or December. First day of December, we will see an update come out. And what is that, 3 weeks from today?
Yep, about that.
Yeah, 3 weeks from today, we'll see the update come out, and in the meantime, we're just gonna be doing update preview streams showing what is going on the staging branch in development, and unfortunately, because it's 1 week since the last big Thursday update, not much to show off on staging this week.
I want to remind people to do at shadow_rustified so I see your questions better.
Yeah, thank
Uh,
you for doing that.
yeah. Is there any news for LMG skins?
Not that I've heard. I think it will come eventually, but I haven't heard anything as of late regarding that.
Let's do a recap.
Well, and before we do, I want to just share a couple things about the giveaways we have for Charitable Rust because although Charitable Rust is an event to raise money for World Central Kitchen and just raise a ton of money for charity to help thousands and thousands of people around the world get access to meals that they need, we do have a ton of giveaways and a ton of great companies that have sponsored giveaways for this event. So we're giving away throughout the day Red Dragon keyboard and mouse combos, so gaming keyboard and mice. Loot Room, you may not know them, but you've probably seen them. Loot Room does these full size 3D printed guns from Rust. They've donated like 11 or 12 guns to give away. So we got AK skins to give away. We got SAR skins to give away. And these are real life 3D printed uh, toy guns. I'm going to be, I'm going to be clarify. They're not real life working 3D printed guns. They're toy guns for the game, and for playing. But yeah, Loot
Paintball
Room,
or something. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But Loot Room donated like 10, 11, 12 of these guns. So like thousands of dollars worth of guns to give away. Also, the guys at Face Punch gave us a bunch of DLC keys and a bunch of skins to give away. So we got exclusive skins and DLC keys to give away during the day. Tempest donated months of game server hosting. We've got $50 Amazon gift cards to give away thanks to Jeff Bezos. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't donate them. Someone else did. But hey, Amazon gift cards, those are great. And also that prints, they do a bunch of Rust prints like the 3D turret and the fancy furnace keychains. They donated a bunch of stuff to give away too. So really just a ton of awesome stuff we'll be giving away the whole weekend as you tune in and participate. So once again, November 19th and 20th, Charitable Rust. Okay, let's do a little recap here. Once again, if you are wondering when the whips are happening today, it is for Rustafied servers, just the weekly Thursday wipe servers wiping today. So that's your mains, small, Baron, EUS, Zen Labs. And they're wiping at regular scheduled time, 5 p.m. local time for the region, which means EU already wiped an hour and a half ago. AUSEA, like 10, 11 hours ago, they wiped. BR wipes in 2.5 hours, and 3.5 hours from now, we'll see the US wipes happen. That is 5 p.m. EST. US main, small, Baron, and Zen Labs will be wiping. Now, what do we have going on in Rust development this week? Well, you may have noticed the hot fixes or some optional client patches in your Steam library. As of even just half hour ago or so, another one hit. And this is not at all uncommon the week after the forced wipe and Big Thursday update. So, what we saw in these several patches coming out this week were just some error fixes, some minor tweaks with the caboose and blackjack, And also, yesterday we saw one come out with some Harmony mod improvements, some visual fixes for the Lumberjack hazmat suit. They also moved the attachment item slots closer together in the UI and fixed some slots being out of order in the UI. So that we saw go live yesterday. And then just today, about an hour ago, hour ago, we saw another optional client update just to fix some translation issues. So probably not relevant for most people in the game, but hey, can't hurt to run it anyway. And we might see another hotfix or two, some optional client patches as the week progresses. It's always possible we see that. But realistically, we're not seeing any significant new content come into the game until this December 1st update, 3 weeks from today. Now, this week is an interesting week for Rust development because it's the second week of its kind that we've seen for Facepunch running a hack week. If you're not familiar, a hack week is kind of this opportunity for developers to just work on whatever they want, get out of the normal grind of whatever project they might have been slugging along on for the last bit. And then they can just kind of have a blank slate and work on whatever they would like to see enter the game. Now, just because they're working on it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to enter the game. So take some of this with a grain of salt. But it's cool to see what the developers would love to see in the game, and it's cool to see that potentially enter the game at some point. So, first on the list, we've got Jake Rich working on airships. And this is quite an interesting one. Basically, he added an engine to balloons and then started working on this ability to convert a base that was built on the ground into an airship. And he's also in this mix added an electric airship engine, which is kind of like a mini windmill that is in the works as well. So, yeah, this is interesting. It looks like you'll be able to, if it does make it in the game, that is, build a small base, get a balloon with an engine on it, and then use that to convert the base, lift it off the ground, and start flying through the air. Now, of course, this leaves a lot to questions like how big of a base can we do? How fast does this stuff move? Where can we go? How do we control it? What does it take to shoot down? Can you take a whole base and land on top of someone else's base? I mean, this could really lead to some crazy shenanigans in the game if it does make it in. But as it stands, this is still seemingly very much a concept that might make it into the game. And a lot of the details are unknown and, in fact, probably not even coded yet because it was just started the other day as a project. And yeah, we might not see it in the game. I do want to give a shout out to Cobalt and B on my team. They helped me get a lot of screenshots for the article. And if you look at the article on rustified.com, it looks like we actually got an airship in the game. But no, that was actually a pain in the ass to take because they had to build up a base, turn off stability, delete everything on the base below it, spawn in a hot air balloon just to make it look like we had an airship. But I think roughly that might be what it looks like if this does make it into the game. So, anyway, we will see. This is definitely an interesting hack week project to see, and it will be interesting if it does make it into the game at some point. But we, as always, will keep you posted as more development on this progresses. Now, also being worked on Hack Week, Jared is working on bringing emoji support to the in game chat. And this, use your imagination, just some smiley faces and stuff in the in game chat. Now, it looks like also he's maybe working on the ability to allow people to add custom emojis. We'll see how that goes. Um, yeah, I can't see that going wrong in any way. But we'll see with chat emojis if they make it in. Once again, all this Hack Week stuff might be worked on, might just fall into concept limbo once the week is over. So, and then also weapon racks being worked on. And if you track Rust development and you've been tracking it earlier in the year, then you'll probably remember that weapon racks was worked on in the first Hack Week that they took part in earlier in the year. And so it looks like Adam has come back to this project, picked it up again. And I think it is possible that we could see weapon racks in the game sometime soon. Now, one thing cool with the weapon racks, it looks like there's going to be a small, medium, and large potentially. It looks like they're going to show the actual representation of the weapons on the rack. So when you put like an AK in there, you'll see an AK. I also get the sense, based on the commits and the language he's using in the commits, that you'll be able to run up to a weapon rack and just grab a gun directly out of it. Like you won't have to run up like you do with a box and load the UI and then drag the thing into your inventory and then get out of that UI. I think you'll be able to just go and grab a weapon and go, which is cool. Another cool functionality is you can toss a weapon at the weapon rack and the weapon rack will just grab it. So it looks like these weapon racks will maybe either have a much simpler, quicker UI interface or not much of one at all. It'll just be like a grab and go or throw and, it'll grab it type of thing. So we are going to keep a close eye on these weapon racks. Once again, hack week project, so may just go back into concept limbo once this week is over, or potentially it'll get to a point where it's production ready and we might see these weapon racks make their way into the game sometime as soon as December. So we will keep you posted as always. In the realm of other stuff, more work on tweaks and fixes to musical instruments and some MIDI stuff. I saw a big Reddit post the other week with a bunch of great suggestions about how they can improve that the musical instruments and the MIDI stuff in the game. And I kind of get the sense like the team at Face Punch looked at that and decided to start making some tweaks to the instruments. So it's going to be interesting to see, how what tweaks are made and how that impacts how you play instruments in the game. Maybe we'll see that in December. We'll keep you posted. Everything basically right now being worked on is on a separate branch. So, really, until it gets merged into staging closer to the end of the month, we're not going to really know what is coming in December and what is just going to be continually worked on. Also, though, what's definitely coming in December is the Xmas event. This is the yearly Christmas event for Rust that has taken place, I want to say 5 years now. Maybe this will be the sixth year running. I'd have to look through my previous posts to know for sure, but it's been a number of years we've seen this Xmas event. Generally speaking, we will see some new Xmas content come into the game, some special Christmas skins, and some various in-game items, probably for sale on the item store as well during the Christmas event. The event generally will run from like mid-December into the January update. And if you're not familiar, it includes Santa flying overhead instead of the airdrops, the normal airdrops. It's Santa's sleigh, and he drops better stuff. And then there's things like you'll hear jingle bells once every in-game day and some presents will spawn around you on the map. You whack the presents open, you get actual present items. There's like small, medium, and large presents. You can open them or stack them to upgrade them to get better stuff. Of course, the best stuff is in the large presents. And yeah, there's a couple other nice Xmas event stuff happening for that event. We'll have, as we always do, a full write up in December before that event goes live with everything you need to know as a player on what to expect for the end of December event. Also, we got more work on the ferry terminal. I do believe this is part of the Nexus server to server transfer body of work, and the clan system is all tied up into that as well. So, more progress on that. We've seen consistent progress on that for the past several months, uh, but not really much from Facepunch on when we're going to see the server to server transfer stuff happening. They have previously said it is going to be when it's ready to go live, a kind of soft launch, probably just launched on Facepunch official servers to test it out. Once it is available for everyone to use, we will be trying it out on a couple of our Rustafied servers, like probably US Medium 1 and Medium 2, and like EU Medium 1 and Medium 2. We probably won't link across regions because of pings and everything like that, but we do have some opportunities for syncing servers up, and we will explore that when the time is right. Not tied to anything necessarily, but it, when accessible, is going to be a cool thing to play with and see if it works well in the game. Now, also as part of Hack Week, there's work on a model viewer. Not sure exactly what that is going to provide for the normal player, but it might be a very cool, helpful thing for content creators. So it would be cool to see that make its way into the game. Also, the small thing, but don't allow mission points to drop to the ground until the servers finish loading. And that basically prevents mission objectives from being placed under the ground during the treasure hunt mission. That was something that was happening and it's been fixed. Also, they added a server.net protocol combar that prints the server protocol tag, and that's to be able to tell if they're running RackNet or SW for Steamworks. So just a little kind of back end thing. But that is about it for the recap and what's going on in Rust development. Shadow, we got any questions from the audience we want to cover here?
Just a few. What are the new skins this week?
That is a good question. We do expect the item store to update if it hasn't already with some new skins for sale. Generally speaking, we do see the item store get updated with new community built skins every Thursday afternoon Eastern time. Unlike the update, which is like 2 p.m. Eastern pretty consistently, the skins come out kind of whenever they're ready. But generally speaking, that is sometime Thursday afternoon. So we should see them in the next hour or two.
When will we be able to reskin wolf headdresses into the Lunar New Year mask if, what does it say? If you own any, since it's literally the same stats, the ham. Wait, since they have the same stats as the same crafting mods and the same.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to do that or not. I'm not sure, and we'll see in January as well to see if they do another lunar event and bring some of that stuff back. Generally speaking, we do see a Lunar New Year event. What is that, January or is that February? I forget when Lunar New Year is.
I
It
think it's
changes
Feb,
every
isn't
year.
it? Yeah,
Isn't it Feb? Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, maybe we'll see. We'll probably see a Lunar New Year event. But honestly, I'm not super clear on the question you were asking. So sorry.
I think he was
Do we
saying,
know?
oh, sorry. I think he was saying, because it literally is a like for like the item, it would be handy if you could just reskin the headdress. But I don't think it would happen because they're separate items at the moment. It'd be quite hard just to make them into skins and swap that all out.
Cool. Yeah. Thank you for that clarification. And yeah, generally speaking, when they, even if it is the same stats and everything like that, if it's an item that's been for sale on the item store or something like that, they actually have it be a separate spawnable item in game as opposed to a skin. So, given that's the way it is now, I don't think that is going to change.
Do we know when the Christmas update will be out?
Not sure, but very often, let me just look at the calendar. Very often we'll see it mid-December. Given the updates coming out the 1st of December, I think it's probably going to be the 15th that we see the Christmas update come out, but it could be the 22nd, depending on if they want to run it for 3 weeks or 2 weeks. And then the Christmas event will run until probably the 5th of January when the first update of the new year is. So my bet would be the 15th but of December, but maybe the 22nd of December. We'll have to wait till Face Punch really decides.
And I think some new people joined in about the drops. So someone said, "Come on, get the drops going, my friend."
Oh, I would love to, but the drops aren't quite ready to go live until a week from Saturday, actually. That's going to be November 19th at 11 a.m. Eastern. Make sure, though, in the meantime, to go to twitch.facepunch.com, not only to get a sneak preview of what Twitch drops are coming and going to be available, but also to make sure you connect your accounts so when it does go live, you will actually obtain your Twitch drops. But yeah, that is all part of the Charitable Rust campaign this year. Charitable Rust kicks off November 19th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We're going to be streaming from here for 12 hours on Saturday from our event servers, which will be on the official list, and everyone can join in throughout the day. When you join in, you'll be able to play on these custom event servers with custom game modes. There's mazes, there's races, there's a carnival, there's a talent show we're doing twice throughout the day. All of this stuff wrapped into it. There's a ton of prizes and giveaways that we've got going on. If you want to see some of them specifically, go to charitablерust.com/giveaway, and you can see throughout the day the various items that we're giving away to everyone. And it's really just going to be an awesome time, all raising funds for World Central Kitchen, which is an amazing organization which provides meals for people most in need around the world. And yeah, really honored to be supporting them this year. If you want to learn more about World Central Kitchen, definitely check out the documentary We Feed People. It was directed by Ron Howard. I think it's on Hulu or Disney Plus, and that goes through like the whole story about World Central Kitchen and how it started. And it really is such an incredible organization, and I'm really honored to be able to support them this year. So excited for Charitable Rust just next week.
Just check in here, see if. Do you think they will bring back old Twitch drops?
I don't think we're going to see old Twitch drops. I think that's kind of the thing about Twitch drops is they are exclusive for the time they're running, and it's like you get them or you don't. The cool thing is for this year, the Twitch drops that we're doing for Charitable Rust, they should be a lot more accessible than they were last year. Last year, a lot of the Twitch drops only ran for the weekend, and you had to watch for more time than I think most people could, and it made it hard for people to get the Twitch drops. I really did work with Facepunch this year to make sure it was more accessible for people to get. So what that looks like is November 19th and 20th, there's two exclusive drops that you can get by watching any of the either Rustafied or 200 plus other streamer participants who have signed up. And all those people you'll be able to watch throughout the weekend and get the exclusive drops from. And then for the rest of the week, there's a couple other just general drops, and those will be attainable by watching any Rust player stream throughout the entire week. And that will run until the following Saturday at 11 a.m. And that's Saturday, November 26th, when the Twitch drops will start. So should be really accessible for everyone this year to get them.
Will missions given by NPCs be improved?
I think they definitely are planning on doing a couple other iterations on missions. I feel like that got put into the game with the intention that they were going to come back to missions and do a lot more with it. And then I feel like just other stuff got in the way and they haven't really taken the time to get back to missions. But I do think we are going to see some, at least one other iteration and improvement on missions. I think in the in the heads of the developer, they got much bigger ideas and thoughts on what missions can be than what's actually in the game now. And I think given enough time, we probably will see some of that come into reality in the game.
I think here. I am very, very new to Rust. What exactly are drops?
So drops are basically something that is part of Twitch and then Facepunch participates with. And other games will do Twitch drops as well. But the general concept of Twitch drops is you get by watching a certain streamer at a certain time, normally for an hour or two, you'll then get this item in whatever game you're watching the drops for. So for Rust, what it is we've got, if you go to twitch.facepunch.com and you scroll down first, connect your account, log in through Twitch and Steam and everything to make sure it's connected. But then you can see some of the drops that are available. And if you watch for a certain amount of time on that weekend, then all of a sudden you'll get those drops, you claim them in Twitch, and then they show up in your in-game inventory. So it's basically just exclusive custom skins that you can get through watching certain people on Twitch at certain times. I hope that explains it.
I think that's it, Bugs.
Cool. Well, yeah, once again, not a ton to show off today as we are just 1 week since the big update in Force Wipe, and there isn't really much on the staging branch. Everything that's being worked on is still on their separate branches. It is really interesting with this hack week, of course, to see some of this out there projects, especially airships being worked on. It's going to be interesting to see if that and other things make it into the game. But as it stands now, we're just going to keep an eye on it. We'll see if Hack Week continues past this week and but maybe we'll see airships enter the game at some point. Chat emojis, I think, is a more likely thing. And weapon racks, I think, is also more feasible, especially given that was worked on at a previous Hack Week. But we will, of course, keep you posted as we, progress through the month in development. And once again, I want to remind everyone we are not developers of the game. We are just an independent organization who loves tracking development of this amazing game and running the best servers that we possibly can. So I want to thank everyone for tuning in, to people who give bits and subscribe on Twitch, and to our wonderful, beautiful VIP customers. Thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart, because we couldn't do this without your support. So thank you, everyone. And to people who just show up every week and tune in, like, you have a special place in my heart, truly, because yeah, I love showing up every week and sharing with you all what's going on in Rust development. And I'm really excited about Charitable Rust next week. We're prepping for that. The production team has been working all year on creating some really entertaining, fun events. And once again, just a ton of prizes being given away, all just creating this spirit of giving, raising an amazing amount of money for this amazing cause. And we do intend to bring the total amount raised in all Charitable Rust over a cumulative $1 million this year. We're at just over $800,000 we've raised in the previous 7 years. And this, and the 8th year running, we're looking to bring that cumulative total over $1 million. So definitely join us next weekend, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. The whole weekend, everyone can join in. It's going to be an awesome time. Another thing that we've got going on, just real quick, is I have been posting on YouTube these VODs of the streams. So if you ever miss a stream and you want to catch it, you can find it on YouTube as well, which I find is a lot easier to watch stuff than Twitch VODs or whatever, especially on mobile. And we've also got some guys on YouTube working on some new content. So we got a new video guide going live this weekend. And these guys are talented and working on new content consistently. They're ramping up. So we're going to have a lot more content coming on YouTube. But as always, tune in every week here, same time, same place, 1 p.m. Eastern on Twitch. And you can follow us on Twitter at Rustafied on Twitter. And every week, every Thursday, first thing, rustafied.com. We've got an article on rustafied.com. But yeah, I think we're going to wind down a little bit early here because there's just not a
Yes, we
whole
have
ton.
two
Oh, we do.
questions that got
Oh,
in.
let's do
Yeah,
them. Let's do them.
that's because you talk so much.
I
So
know.
we're
Yeah.
gonna
Well,
start
it
it.
worked. It worked. That was my plan.
Yes, good. Do y'all decide if a skin is a Twitch drop or in the store for Charitable Rust?
We had sort of, it was a collaborative effort between us and Face Punch. And I do want to shout out to all the insanely talented skin creators who participated in the Charitable Rust skin contest. They're winning some great prizes like VIP and stuff like that. But we had so many great additions and contributions to that contest. And what we did then is we look at everyone who submitted skins, and we kind of rank the ones we think are the best. And then we kind of worked with Face Punch on, okay, what do we want to be a Twitch drop? What do we want to be on the item store? Honestly, we are maximizing the things on the item store that we think are going to sell the most, because the more we sell, the more funds raised for this amazing cause. So that's, of course, a factor. But yeah, we just work with Face Punch on that.
Let me see the next one. Can the loyal players also earn a Christmas themed skin for playing during Christmas update?
I don't know if they're going to earn a Christmas skin just for playing during the update. There maybe will be some Christmas Twitch drops that you could earn. And very often, how the Xmas event works is there's exclusive items on the item store, both made by Face Punch and also made by the community, just skins made by the community. And then other times we see like brand new, fresh items made by Face Punch. That's like the wreaths and garland and lights and stuff. So I imagine we will see a bunch of Christmas exclusive stuff on the item store.
Is there any possibility? No, hold on. Any possible new electric water slash farm mechanics?
I think it's possible, but I haven't seen anything specifically in the commits indicating it's being worked on right now. Um, we did see some tweaks with electronics and everything go live last week. And I think there's definitely some more to be done in the realm of electronics and maybe integrating water collection and stuff like that into that. Uh, when will we see that? Will we see that? I don't know, but we will keep an eye on that as development progresses.
When does the update Hit.
Well, you've got about 11 minutes and 3 weeks because there's no update today. The update for the month was just last Thursday. And if you're new to how Rust development and update cycles work, basically every first Thursday of the month at 2 p.m. Eastern, that is when we see a forced map wipe across all servers. And we see Facepunch push an update that releases new content into the game. And then, yeah.
He said he's talking about the shop update, but
Oh, the
that's
shop.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
It's not
That
the
should be any
Rustafied
time.
update though. So
Yeah,
different.
words. Um, they're tough sometimes. But yeah, I'm trying to get to the item store, but my Chrome history apparently forgot where the item store is. But the Rust item store with the new skins for this week should update any time now if it hasn't already. And generally speaking, there's no set time on Thursday for when those skins come out, but it is Eastern afternoon to early evening that we generally see them. So I would just keep an eye out, and I will make sure to tweet out or retweet once we see those hit the item store.
Do you think that Facepunch will ever let the players pick an item to come back in the store?
I don't know. I mean, maybe, but I wouldn't bet on it.
All right. Well, no more questions.
All right, cool. Well, with that, we will wind the stream down. Once again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Thank you all for bits and subscribing on Twitch, and to our wonderful, beautiful VIP customers. Thank you all so much for the support. We're not developers, we're not on the Facepunch payroll. We are just an independent organization trying to run the best servers that we can and reporting on development news throughout the week. Oh, and by the way, performance, I am very happy to report after the update last week, performance on the servers is greatly improved. We did lower the number of slots in the servers because of performance issues, but now that performance is improved, you can see on EU main, we're like slowly bringing the pop up again. Uh, Trying to find that balance between maximum number of players but also solid performance. But I am happy to report performance was kind of miserable. I'm not happy to report that it was miserable, but it's better now as of this past week. And so that's just nice to have. But anyway, we are going to wind this stream down. We will be back same time, same place next week, next Thursday, for another update preview stream. And then the Saturday after that, a week from Saturday, November 19th, of course, is Charitable Rust, both Saturday and Sunday. Tons of events and prizes. Everyone can participate on the event servers on the official list. So I do hope you join us for that. Check out twitch.facepunch.com to see the skin drops available. There'll also be 4 skins on the item store, the proceeds of which all go towards this amazing cause, World Central Kitchen. But yeah, a huge thank you to everyone for tuning in. Artemis and Shadow, thank you for being my co-MCs as always.
You're welcome as always.
Yep, you're
And
most welcome.
we're going to wind down here with a little Charitable Rust trailer. So you can all check out some of the stuff going on in Charitable Rust if you haven't already. And I hope you all have a wonderful week and a wonderful wipe. This is Bugs signing off.